Well, look, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding here. I will own the fact that I said in an interview about my budget react, I did use the word across the board, the words across the board when I was talking about wanting to see some sort of cuts. And I should have said, it should have been more clear and said targeted cuts within state government. And if you would have listened to, or anybody would have listened to the entirety of my interview, they would have seen exactly what I was talking about. And I made reference to immediately after saying across the board cuts, that what I was referring to was cuts from within. So, for example, when I first took office as controller during, what by all objective measure would have been the worst possible time, the most difficult time to run the state's finances and have to manage them in the role as controller, back in 2016, in my first budget for 2017, I instituted a self-imposed 10% cut to my office's budget. Nobody asked me to do it. Nobody mandated I do it. I'm an independently elected office, and I chose to lead on the issue of self-imposing a cut. So I cut 10% of my budget, and I didn't just do it during that worst year of the fiscal impasse, but I did it for 6 full budgets. And I think that is tremendous. And having said that, we were able to save taxpayers $14 million over that period of time by doing more with less and frankly, providing the best type of service to Illinois taxpayers while turning around the state's finances from horrific to what we now have 9 credit upgrades. And so I'm just saying that I think we should always be looking internally in every budget, whether it's a great budget year, whether it's a tough budget year. No matter the budget year, we should always be looking to see if there's additional cuts that can be made without compromising service and government operations, right? This should not be controversial in the slightest. Now, I did say across the board, I really meant to say targeted cuts from within state government, but the point is the same. When we are crafting budgets, any chance that we get, whether it's a state agency or all the state agencies, all the constitutional offices, it shouldn't just be the controller's office that did this for 6 years in a row. We should all be looking internally and saying, is there a little bit more that we can do? Because remember, it's not our money. It's the taxpayers' money. And every time we can do a little bit of trimming internally, for every dollar that we cut is a dollar less that we have to ask taxpayers to pay in additional taxes. So again, should not be controversial. This seems to be like a mountain made out of a molehill. I don't have a beef with anybody. I honestly had pretty much nothing but complimentary things to say about the budget, but it would have been nice to see some cuts internally